subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Ame no Mayuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do, he was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also in...
So, swords can become conscious? And...
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time at long last. I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Kaede Harakazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. Now, give your body over to me!
Strider!
Join me and sever that divine light!
Rain out to the makeup!
Rewrite history!
This is where
Me!
Let me weave you a bird. Embrace the ice! Take flight!
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one! You've lost!
Lost? I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, if by any means necessary, and any medium...
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ish, but from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art, since the blade is currently possessing Aminome, if you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless with... On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin arts. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now...
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and...
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. You were determined. I think you realized your limitations long ago. But the way I see it...
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal!
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. Even if you were to sever that divine light. Is this true?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin. How could you possibly...
Silence, you blabber... I must achieve my goal. I will concede that you...
And you should
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further.
How stubbornly you stick to your way. I do not believe for a second that you can...
What? Surely you're not...
Very well. Then find just... Once we have dealt with...
And as for your end of the bargain...
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amin. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. The power of the Tatarigami lies in...
But...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, we have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, if a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blades, if he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since!
Ah, all right. Please lead the way.
What about Amanoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Amanoma Yuya
Are we sure this is a good idea? Okay, fine.
Wherever in this world I roam, I carry memories of my home. This blade, it is the last link I have to the land of my birth. Leave everything on this journey to me.
It's been a lucky day. Going somewhere?
Wind strike!
To the ferry? Let's get down to business.
Wind strike! Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on...
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, let's keep going.
be the lucky day.
Wind strike!
Lucky day.
Clouds high, the birds call, one with nature.
Fairy.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps...
But what would that do to Amano Miyuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up. He's still... Fine.
I've got the upper hand. Cheap tricks.
Wind strike! Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight!
Yes. And it looks...
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as
Perhaps this time we'll finally have a chance.
true form. What are you talking about? Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairag. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first formed. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I finally figured out why it was you wanted to reach us, but regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand the only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup! We can help this time!
Don't worry. I'll use... It's just more of the same.
It's your lucky day.
One more opponent.
Wind Strider!
Cheap tricks!
Cut down. This.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor I thought that if I could...
But in this too, you...
Indeed, too much time has passed. Yours is the blade.
Actually, this is just...
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important. This blade has traveled the land. Skill. There is something else I must tell you. Tatarigami is a malevolence. Though you tried to
I sensed...
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yui. I feel a great sense of regret for you. The moment you embarked on this journey, you have known this for a long time.
He gave me everything. How could I possibly deny him? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further... When I touched the hilt for the first time, a bladesmith lay quietly on the bed. His frail, a newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow.
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly.
So that's the true story. But after that,
Right. I believe this blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask...
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, my physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening. Alas, after that, nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request you...
Oh? And who would be the...
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. You must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina